Hello everyone and welcome to my video. In this video I will be looking at an iOS app called Pocket Braille Reference. Pocket Braille is a very thorough Braille reference guide. It is VoiceOver compatible. VoiceOver is a screen reader that is built into iPhones and iPads. Pocket Braille is a free app and it unfortunately doesn't have any ratings on the App Store. So let's go to the App Store. And let's type in the name of the app. Pocket Braille. And there you go, it's in the top left hand corner of the screen. On your screen in blue you will have a plus get button, but on mine the button says plus opens because I've already downloaded it. So download it and then we can open the app. The look of the app is pretty clean and simple. Against the blue background at the top, Pocket Braille is written in Braille, and below that there is a welcome message in English. Just above the blue background are two buttons on the right hand side and the left hand side of the screen, here and here. The button on the right says show dots, and by pressing this the dots in the Braille cells reveal themselves. The button on the left says hide dots, and as you can see, by pressing this the dots around the Braille cell disappear. The most important button, however, is in the top left hand corner, and this button is labelled Braille Tables. When you press that, a menu appears. The menu has three sections. Section 1 contains Grade 1 Literary Braille, letters, numbers and punctuation. Section 2 is Contracted Braille, and it contains 1 letter contractions and 1 symbol word contractions. And Section 3 contains a potted history about Braille. So let's dive into Section 1. If we touch alphabet, all the letters in the alphabet appear, along with the Braille code and a description of what the Braille code is for each letter. So for instance, it's saying A, and A is dot 1, or it's listing E, which is dots for 1 and 5. Now the alphabet is split into two parts, lowercase letters and uppercase letters. The reason for this is that an uppercase letter needs a dot 6 before it in Braille. Now when we select a letter, the menu disappears and a larger view of the individual letter appears, showing its Braille code. Remember to use the Show Dots button to display the full Braille cell. This is the case for lowercase letters and uppercase letters. Now below the Braille code is an example sentence using the letter. A description underneath this sentence informs us what dots make up the letter and what number the letter represents if appropriate, and if the letter represents any contractions in Grade 2 Braille. The next part of Section 1 is numbers. This works much the same as letters. At first, a list appears displaying all the numbers 1 to 9, and then when a number is selected, a page loads with the information about it in Braille and in English. We are told what dots represent the number, what letter it is without the number sign, and also there is an example sentence to accompany it. And the example sentence here is, I have 6 items. So let's move on to section 2. Section 2 is all about contracted Braille. The first part of this section is one-letter word contractions. When we touch on this option, a list of all the one-letter word contractions appears. This menu shows us the word, the dots and the Braille cell, and then when we select a word, we have the familiar page showing the one-letter word contraction as a Braille cell, an explanation of the symbol, and a sentence that contains the relevant contraction. And in our case, this is have. The second part of section 2 is a list of one symbol word contractions. Once we open up the menu, it has a consistent look to it. It contains a list of words, and once we select a word, then a familiar page opens up that contains the Braille cell, an explanation of the symbol, and a sentence that contains the relevant contraction. Now the third and last section on this app is labelled Braille History. And this section contains a couple of paragraphs about how Louis Braille invented the Braille code. Before I go, I just want to test VoiceOver on this app to see how compatible it is. So let's turn on VoiceOver.
VoiceOver on. Settings on left.
And hopefully that recording is coming through.
Page 1 of 3. Page 2 of 3. Page 3 of 3. Page 3 of 3. Adjustable. Page 3 of Pocket Braille. Double tap to open. Pocket Braille on left. Braille Tables. Button. Braille Tables. Button. Braille Tables. Pocket Braille reference. A, B, C. Pocket Braille reference. Back button. A, dot 1. B, dots 1 and 2. C, dots 1 and 4.
So you can see that it is very nicely compatible with VoiceOver.
D, dots 1, 4 and 5.
VoiceOver is reading all the information out.
Select literary alphabet. Braille Tables. Button.
And when I select a menu item and we go to the next page full of information about it, this is all about the letter D. VoiceOver.
E. Like what you've. Dots 1, 4, and 5. The letter D is also the number 4 with a number sign added, and is also the contraction for the word do. Double quote. Translated sentence. I really like what you've done here.
VoiceOver reads everything on those pages as well. Let me
Braille
just
Tables. Button. Braille Tables. Literary alphabet. Pocket Braille reference.
go back,
Can
just demonstrate
Pocket
it
Braille
with another
reference.
menu.
Back button.
Okay, so this is from the menu one letter word contractions.
P. People. Select. One letter word contractions. Braille table. P. Are so nice. These are so nice.
Okay,
These
that should say these people are so nice. So there's a slight error there.
dots 1, 2, 3, and 4. The contraction for the word people is also the letter P. Double quote. Translated sentence. These people are so nice. Dots 1, 2, 3, and 4. The contraction for the word people is also the letter P. Double quote.
So you can hear that overall voiceover within the app is very thorough and extremely accurate. And that's it. Pocket Braille is a nicely presented Braille reference app. If you have any questions about this app or about Braille, please do so. Please ask me them below. Or if you have a favourite Braille reference app, then also please let me know what it is. Thank you for watching.